We begin. The Exalted One has been given the task, given is a strong word, forced to go deal with the Dreamer, decided by the Cosmic Council. The Darkness was assigned to go with them. But unfortunately, or fortunately, the other forces do not fully trust the Darkness to keep an eye on the Exalted One, so they have elected to observe as well.
Definitely unfortunate.
I can't hear you. We begin as the Exalted One and the Darkness have stepped into the Nexus. Karma and Chance have been the ones chosen to observe. We're going to start. You two will remain muted for a minute. You have arrived into the Nexus. The long, infinite hallway.
It's been a while.
This is just kind of like where I live, so it's pretty much sweet home for me. So.
Like what you done with the place?
That was not me. I am not the decorator, okay? I just live here. I don't pay rent though. Kind of a squatter. But anyway. Well, we have to find a Dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like walking through an infinite hallway for all of time, hoping that we eventually coincide with the chosen path of another person also walking through an infinite hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to just go to her room and kind of kick down the door and hope she's there / aggravate her enough to the point she shows up so I don't have to go looking for her forever.
By all means.
Sweet.
Do you know where her door is?
How would I not?
You didn't put it there. That would be the Dreamers, the ones who left you. Now, if you would like to find it, I would like you to roll cognition. 2d6.
2d6?
And I guess do it at advantage because I'll be looking as well for whatever that helps.
Yeah.
Rolls help.
You get, I would like you, what's the... No, I would like you to roll...
Assist or hinder?
I don't know the stat, Aaron.
Grit. Oh, it's grit.
I would like you to roll grit. 2d6.
You
Plus
like
whatever
him
your grit.
to roll grit or me?
Him to roll grit, you're going to roll cognition.
Gotcha.
Plus whatever your bonus is, which I know is 3.
You get a 10.
8 total. Total? That's an extra plus 1. You get an 11.
Yay.
You find the Dreamer's door.
Yes,
May I say what it says? Is it the last name what I think it is? Depends on what you think it's. You see the door says Winter's Destiny.
This is what?
Winter's Destiny. Winter's is the last name.
Who organized
The name
mess
is
with the
crossed
last
out.
name first? Sorry.
And replaced with Dreamer. There are hundreds of locks on this door. You've seen very few doors with locks on them like this. It's like they're chained to the door.
Nifty. This is gonna be a fun one. I guess that means I have to.
As you
pick all of the locks.
arrive and start fiddling with one of the locks, Vortex appears. Hello, sirs. I wasn't aware you were coming.
Hattie.
Hello.
How can I help you?
I was just having some fun picking some locks, you know.
I know with you being forces and entities and all, you have some more range than others, but you're still not supposed to enter people's doors.
Well, this person's kind of dead.
Oh, this one.
You're not supposed to even be here to start with.
I'll just do the paperwork later.
Yes, I don't have to do the paperwork. Woohoo! Day up.
Go ahead. I do not care what you do to her.
Would you like to help us in any fashion?
I can't.
Don't ruin my fun. I suppose I need to roll spirit too.
Yes, you.
No, box. Okay. That did not go well for me. That was a 4.
With the bonus?
Yeah.
So,
how high is this bonus again? I'm definitely not looking at the exact number and hoping the number is significantly higher than it should be.
What number does it say?
7 plus 7.
No, it doesn't.
Dang it.
What number does it say?
Plus 3?
Your cognition is +3.
What's the difference? I'm a mental being. I can use the two interchangeably.
Sure.
Oh.
So the Exalted One puts his hand out and grabs on one of the locks, and it immediately sends this shockwave through the Exalted One's entire being, just pure pain.
It's been a while since I had that one happen. It'd be more fun than I thought. Do you have a specific time frame by any chance?
I'm just here to watch this all play out. Help if I need to.
Wait. Now, I could just knock and hope she's in a good mood. Or I could try and pick all the locks again.
Or you could just kick the door down.
But what's the fun in that?
You literally just said you wanted to kick the door down.
I was being metaphorical. I am a meticulous being. I like picking locks in people's brains. Not actual locks. I'm surprisingly bad at that. I guess I tried to pick all of the locks.
Roll again.
That one's better. That's a 12.
12. You hold out your hand and seemingly fiddle in the air. Don't even touch the lock this time. That wasn't a good idea. You just fiddle with the air, and in the darkness you watch as all the locks simultaneously unlock and disappear.
All of the locks? As in, from all of the doors?
Oh.
Every door in the
Now,
just unlocked.
at the same time, Karma and Chance are observing from the Cosmic Council room. You have the floor for a moment. So, how you're observing is kind of effectively, it's as if you're watching through a screen, but there's not actually a screen there. It's all in your head, but it's as if it's not.
Right.
It feels as if it's not. There were supposed to be others observing with you, but they could not attend. Cannot hear you.
I don't think part of I'm saying, man.
Karma remains largely silent and in many ways is very, very still. What about Chance?
Chance is honestly in a similar state right now. There's nothing they've done quite yet that's...
Other than you didn't know the Exalted One could do that.
Unlock how many doors?
Did not unlock doors. Unlocked over 100 locks on one door.
I do know who he is, right?
Yeah.
What he's the entity of.
All that you know is that he is the Exalted One.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Do we know why there were so many locks on one door?
Because the Dreamer is the most powerful telepath outside of
Mortal.
Vortex, but Vortex is an exception.
The most powerful mortal telepath.
Mortal
And
telepath.
our 100 locks, was that all of them?
No, No. Hundreds of locks. He
There-
unlocked all of them at once.
Gotcha.
It's kind of metaphysical locks that
Yeah.
are physical to the Nexus.
Mm.
A mental defense,
Yes.
effectively. That's an impressive display.
Can I hear them? Like, can we communicate with them?
If you so choose,
No.
you must say that you are speaking to them.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
wanted my
Nope.
ego to get a little boost.
You don't need that. I don't
Thank you.
want. We don't want that.
What do we know about the Dreamer other than the fact that they are the most powerful?
I mean, I could tell you what Chance said in the meeting.
Sure, go ahead.
She was a being. She was a human that was experimented on by an organization known as the Dreamers. It seems that they gave her such immense telepathic powers that her body could not contain it itself, and she required a machine around her head to help contain the energy. The organization eventually stopped its experimentation, at which point she was released, and then she dominated the entire facility. And Jason and Dominic effectively put a stop to it, and Dominic eventually killed her physically. But it seems that her telepathic prowess allowed her to retreat into the Nexus and avoid death.
Do we at all know why the Exalted One is interested in the mind of the Dreamer?
The rest of the Cosmic Council decided the Exalted One should be the one to deal with this problem. So that is what he is doing. Now, whether he kills the Dreamer is up to him. All of you simply decided to deal with it.
And what problem exactly is it that the Dreamer presents?
The Dreamer, I believe, tried to
Say yours and I'll tell you if you're wrong.
take over the minds of an entire planet,
Starting with the town.
starting with the town that's connected to the multiverse in that universe, which would have allowed it to start branching off into other universes.
Naturally.
And do we know
One.
So yours first.
why did we decide it was his problem again?
Because remnants of the Exalted Ones are the ones that did it,
Okay.
that created the Dreamer.
I thought so. I wanted to make
Gotcha.
sure we
Therefore,
knew that.
it's his problem.
So the Exalted One is like,
The Exalted Ones is the organization. The Exalted One is the one in charge.
gotcha. And they are like an amalgam or like
It's an amalgamation of a bunch of various extremely smart people.
like their minds have all conjoined into
No,
one.
No.
it's organized. It's just an organization.
Not that cruel.
So the Exalted One is just the manifestation of
No.
who is the Exalted One?
All you know is the Exalted One is the Exalted One. And is a force.
Is a force.
Do we know?
Gotcha. And there is a
You
group,
know you know he is an entity, you do not know which one.
Gotcha. And there is a group centered around the
Yes.
Exalted One. Gotcha. Okay. Again, I'm gonna ask a few more questions to really just kind of
Alright.
get some more context. The Exalted Ones, very smart people, right? Do we know what kind of their objectives were, or were they just kind of like this intelligence organization?
They still exist.
Are.
The sect,
I'm asking Patrick.
the sect of the Exalted One that created the Dreamer broke off. Basically went rogue. But the Exalted One group as a whole, their goal is to understand existence to the deepest level, even to the detriment.
To a fault.
Quite literally, they created the force known as the Singularity just by shoving a bunch of energy into it and seeing what happened.
Okay, that is a crude description.
It is the correct one.
That is what
That
happened.
doesn't mean it's not crude.
That is what happened.
Great. Okay. With all that in mind, yeah, karma remains remarkably neutral still.
Chance is neutral, but slightly less so because of the specific experiences that Jason has told him about with the Dreamer.
Exactly. Now, with that being said, back over to the Exalted One and the darkness. You have unlocked the door.
You ever feel like reality just freezes for like 5 to 10 minutes?
It was 5 to 10 minutes.
No. No. That's.
Interesting.
I mean, I do get carried away with work sometimes, and seem to forget that time passes for other people for a decade or two. But
Don't we all?
cost of not aging, I suppose.
Mm.
So into the door I go.
Dreamer, someone has entered your room. In fact, you know who this is. You know who one of them is.
They don't belong.
No, they don't. What does the Dreamer's room look like?
Well, the one they see when they walk in, because she can feel them as they enter. They see nothing. It's her mind. She doesn't want them to see anything. So they just all they see is just this kind of like. It looks very similar to how the darkness's realm looks, but cyan. So it's just this cyan colored
Empty space.
empty space.
I hate cyan. Terrible color.
Ah, yes.
No.
We are. What do you think we're doing?
You're wearing white, and the color reflects off you the most,
Exactly.
and they're both more in the darkness.
I got bagoo.
Anyway.
Symmetry, my friend. That's all they see when they walk in.
So you're not currently present.
Not physically.
Sweet. Well, I mean,
Visibly.
it's the nexus. Of course, you're
Not
not
visibly.
physically present.
Not visibly.
If you're physically present, we have a lot more issues to deal with right
Bad
now.
things are happening if I am physically there.
Physical body right now.
We'll start
Exactly.
with that one. So I guess I will just kind of conjure myself up a couch and take a seat.
Oh, that's... Unfortunately, this is not... Someone else is in charge here.
So then I will ask politely for a couch so I can take a seat.
Do you manifest a couch, Dreamer?
You get a lawn chair.
Is it like a nice lawn chair? Or is it
Oh,
like
no.
one of the really shitty?
No.
It
If
is,
you
no,
sit
it
in
is a
too-
folding chair.
If you sit in it too fast, it will snap.
That's
Sounds
rude.
like a challenge.
As the darkness gets a regular chair.
What did I ever do?
Try to make it out.
Hey, can I actually roll power to make myself a couch?
You can roll spirit.
Heck yeah. I borrow a d6 because I only have one.
Roll it twice.
I could do that, but that's less fun. It's a 9. Do I at least get a better lawn chair? I got a 9.
It's a slightly better lawn chair.
Or do I just like straight up reinforce the one before I sit on it? Make sure that no traps attached to the chair.
You make it collapse.
Yeah. So I suppose I take a seat and I will. I'm assuming you still haven't
No.
manifested yourself. Yeah. So I'm not here kind of on my own business. Kind of here under orders. This is coworker Darkness. He's kind of my babysitter because apparently I'm not trustworthy. I've caused problems for the universe at large before. So unfortunately, I can't really leave until we have this discussion. So you could just save us all the pain and show up. That'd be nice.
Or I could start blowing stuff up.
Why would you?
That-
Yes, I suppose that is
That
technically an
wouldn't
option.
go well for you.
Hmm.
In here.
Mm-hmm. Get you mildly perturbed, though.
I mean, yeah, she'd definitely show up in that case. I don't think you would enjoy it, but she'd show up.
Leave.
As I just said, under orders, can't.
I
Slash, this is
don't
mildly amusing.
care.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna walk out.
Darkness,
Like, I'll leave
leaves.
the door open so
the
I can
room.
overhear this, but it's like...
You're just like sitting
Oh
in the
yeah,
hallway.
no. If
Yeah.
you don't
Do you-
keep that door open, it's closing.
Do you
just-
just like no? Does he just drag the chair in the door?
Yeah, basically. I like prop open the... Like, the door tries to close, but it's like...
He propped the
chair
chair
is,
in
like,
front of it.
right in between the threshold and the...
That's where he's sitting, actually. In the doorway.
Yep.
No, the Exalted One moved to take his old chair.
Just straight to the chairs the second he stands up. Just
The second you grab the chair, it turns into a folding chair. That didn't happen, obviously.
I'm gonna ask Vortex something. Have you ever cut someone off from their own mind? Like, you know, just kind of, and then just kind of whoop, push it out.
Push someone out of their mind, and then
No, not like out of their own mind, but like, you know, this door frame physical representation of
Uh-huh.
the door of their mind, just like, and you just kind of like a slice of pie type thing. You just kind of.
This is Blake coming out.
There's a little bit of Blake coming out here.
do I overhear this as the Exalted One?
Yes.
The door's open.
Well, like I don't know if he's like leaning and whispering.
It's
Hey, Vortex!
Just runs down the-
No.
could it be possible.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on whether or not that will be possible.
Um,
or I have done it before.
Are you going to ask me to do that to the dreamer? Unfortunately, I can't.
He's got too many rules to follow.
Paperwork later.
It's not a paperwork issue.
Though it is partially.
We'll cross that bridge later. We'll burn it later.
We do like burning bridges,
Yeah.
don't we?
Push comes to shove.
If push comes to shove, you're falling down.
I'm a mind. Down and up are irrelevant.
I will create a down for you to fall up.
Please, I have business to attend to.
You
that I'm
don't
trying-
belong here.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. And also, by the way, you're dead. You don't belong here either, in case you hadn't noticed, Dingleberry. Let's get going. I have business to attend to.
Then I guess you're waiting.
Oh, that's fair enough.
And I guess you're gonna miss your 11 o'clock.
I don't have one of those. Kind of write my own time schedule, so. And I
But-
don't really
and oh
meet
yeah,
people. Kind of
That chair disappears and the door closes. And
The door
these
closes
locks
behind.
start forming
The
on
lock
the
form
door.
again. The darkness is outside.
Well, I guess
You
you're free of a
two-
babysitter.
Can still see both the darkness and the Exalted One. Do you have any comments? And you are welcome to speak to them as well.
Listen, why did we
Karma,
choose
the most
these?
neutral person in existence.
Remind me why we chose these two.
Remind me why we wouldn't have chosen them.
Abrasive. Destructive.
Those are the perfect
Self-destruct.
words to explain. That's the perfect word to describe both of them in one word.
I don't personally see how those traits will deter a conclusion of this encounter.
I suppose we will see.
The point being, whether they were persuasive or abrasive makes a little difference. They will reach some form of conclusion nonetheless.
They better.
We shall see. Now, Exalted One.
Just gonna,
You're
like,
inside.
confident myself up like a little piece of paper and like go reading through it like a list of like waivers. Like I do have to legally inform you that this conversation is being watched by other parties and a bunch of other stuff that I really don't care about, rules and blah 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 blah, and just toss it behind me.
We're being watched.
I literally
How?
just said that one was here for babysitting me. Do you think they could only say one?
Besides him. How?
How? That's their business. How? I don't care the how. The fact is, they are. Much more conversation.
Say out there for like 2 seconds before he
It was just like you did it so slowly.
So you're just knocking on the door?
Yeah.
More locks appear. Just
It's just slowly looking more and more like a vault.
it looks a lot more like just a chain door instead
Door
of a
made
door.
of chains.
Yep.
Oh.
That's rude.
do we hear that?
No.
Inside the door. No.
Dreamer might, but not you.
So the question as to how they're watching, cosmic beings, I guess, is the only answer you're getting. So, no, everybody has their own way of doing that kind of
Can the dreamer
shenanigans.
talk into the Exalted One's head?
I'm gonna need you to roll spirit.
Me? 15.
Yes, you can.
I rolled max, and I have a +3.
Nah.
Yes, you can.
I have no idea if they can hear inside of his head, but the dreamer is guessing that they can't.
That's correct. You do not hear what the dreamer says after this point, unless once Aaron says he's no longer in the mind.
Two other entities / forces. Ironically, the youngest of the group, Karma, and an old man who's been locked in a box for the last couple of millennia called Chance.
From now on, we will be having 2 different conversations, the one they hear and the one we're having.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun.
Will he be an issue?
I mean, if we're having 2 different conversations, I don't see if it matters how many people are listening, so...
The locks disappear,
I have a question.
and the door opens.
Yes.
So they're having 2 separate conversations. Obviously, I did not hear what you just said. However, I think it's reasonably surmisable that they are having some form of conversation
That you cannot
outside
hear.
of the dreamer's mind, as they just suddenly went silent for a solid 30 seconds.
And Sturgis were basically just the dreamer was like glaring.
So
Well, it's like, is the
Actually,
dreamer, like,
can you-
there yet, or is it still just empty space?
We should have done this at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Can everyone describe themselves?
What does the Exalted One look like? I don't think you've ever actually described him before.
Okay, just wanted to make sure all
Morgan
the
Freeman.
on. Morgan Freeman. I am the
Because
Exalted
that's
One.
going to set up such a high expectation.
Oh.
To talk like that.
Yeah, we can't do that for him.
you.
I've been creeping around.
Okay, anyway.
I'm a telepath, man. I don't smell people.
He doesn't
not
do
dogs.
accents.
I mean, I can do a couple, but not that one.
What do you look like?
Without insulting myself.
What do you look like?
Insulting.
He looks slightly rugged and about in his early 30s. Has a beard that looks like he doesn't want it, but he's too lazy to bother shaving.
Joseph.
Joseph. Exactly.
They
Exactly.
hear us.
Joseph doesn't want his beard on.
No, they
They
can't.
can't hear us.
Oh.
They muted us because I said
No,
one
no, no.
thing.
It's fine.
Joseph. It looks like
We'll
Yes,
cut this
Joseph's
out.
beard.
Joseph does want his beard,
Yeah,
but he
but it
looks like
does
he
look
doesn't
like he
want
doesn't.
it.
It doesn't look like he doesn't care enough to shave.
He looks like he is exhausted with like slight bags underneath his eyes.
The exhausted one.
Yeah. And
Exhaust.
if you were to look directly into his eyes, you would see a
Ice.
The ice machine.
very withdrawn and restrained form of agony
Mm-hmm.
present.
What does the dreamer look like?
You don't see the dreamer.
Oh, you don't.
If we did,
No.
what would they look like?
You'll see.
So we
when
don't
you-
have to get there. What does the dreamer look like?
She looks like a young woman, a 17-year-old woman, girl. In this kind of, not a straight jacket, but it looks very similar. With this, she looks incredibly pale and malnourished. And with her white hair, pushed back with this metal brace around her head, around the top of her head. And
What
she's she's like pretty decently short. She's about 5'2".
What
Whenever
is-
she shows up.
What does the darkness look like?
Middle-aged man who has been, who is,
Describe Justin.
no, with just a slightly wild, no, clean shaven, looks slightly more gaunt than he should. Whenever what would be his heart pulse or like beats, slight veins of darkness go through his skin and then disappear.
And don't forget, Newton,
And he has a robotic arm as well.
a
Can't
golden.
Forget
robotic
the
arm.
Newton.
Is that like present in the Nexus? Just out of
Yes.
curiosity. Ooh.
Probably can't do anything.
What does karma look like? I don't believe karma has ever been described.
Not
I-
on camera.
I think
Once.
was it at that time it just looked like Western.
Yeah. Karma looks like Karma has a humanoid shape, but in every other way that matters, the human similarities seem to fade, as they are they appear to be made of obsidian, so they have much more harsh angles and edges along their body, and where their eyes would be, there are instead, you see tiny fractures in the obsidian with a bright orange glow behind them.
And Chance.
Do you want me to do it?
Coincidentally, I am actually not the best person to do this.
Okay. So Chance is kind of a decently tall man with this kind of a darker blonde hair pulled back to a ponytail. Wearing a black dress shirt and a brown vest.
Why wouldn't it be a white shirt if his color
Reasons.
is white? Is there
Reasons.
a logical reason?
Yeah.
Hey, entities want to appear as many
Do I
ways
know
as
those
they-
reasons?
I have explained it to you before.
I mean, that depends on the.
That is
occasion.
what all of our players in this game look like. Or they're playing.
I would
I'm a
also
girl?
like to-
So anyway, as I was asking questions about, or I was providing my assumptions about the Dreamer and the Exalted One, where I was leading to with that is Karma is making the assumption that they have moved their conversation mentally somewhere else, and obviously you check home base first. So, is there any way that he could also be present inside the Exalted One's mind?
Like the dreamer be present?
No.
Or or
Inside
Karma.
the Exalted
Listen,
One's
Yes.
mind, because they're having this conversation in the Exalted One's mind now.
so you're
and that's
asking
where
if
Karma
karma
That's where
Can-
Karma wants to check first.
you will have to go to the Nexus to check.
Come over to the cyan light.
We're not doing that.
So Chance was thinking a similar thing. He didn't consider going to the Exalted One's mind, but he's definitely thinking, okay, they switched over to a mental conversation.
Yeah. For the outside viewer, you will watch as Karma cocks his head as they are thinking. And then you watch as they take a singular step forward. By the time their foot is planted, I assume that I can do this as an entity, finds themselves in the
In the
nexus.
Nexus. Yes. But you are in the Entity
The
Nexus.
nexus.
It is a much wider hallway.
Oh, we get more square footage.
But it's not exactly in alphabetical order. All of but you're in the forces section,
Right.
Not just entities, specifically just the forces and their names.
Mhm.
All the ones that start with "the" are on one side, are the ones that do not are on the other.
Yeah.
Great. So I will go and find the Exalted One's door.
I'm assuming every single one of these doors is locked.
Every single one of these doors is locked.
Not mine.
Maybe not all of them.
Karma's door is not locked.
Like the whatever, the floor.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now, covering the walls, not the doors, are these cyan wires that lead to this being.
Mm-hmm.
It is a humanoid shape. Arms sticking into the ceiling with the wires, feet embedded in the floor. It has this blue skin with these wires seemingly built where its veins should be. In its chest is this octagon shape that is glowing cyan. Its face is mostly featureless. Does not have a mouth, but there are these two spikes or fangs on the sides of its face. Its eyes are just glowing orbs of cyan. It has these blue tinted elk antlers. Three sets on its head. 3 on one side, 3 on the other.
Presumably, this is
The guardian of the Entity Nexus,
Gotcha.
known as Relia.
That makes sense. Okay. I would assume that Karma is at least in the barest, on the barest level, familiar with Relia.
On the barest level,
Yeah,
yes.
that makes sense. And where are they exactly again?
Seemingly in the center.
Gotcha. Where is the Exalted One's door in relation to me?
You appear in the center.
Okay. So I'm like right next to them? Relia?
Yes.
Do they acknowledge me in any way?
It turned. Its head kind of tilts a little bit. I can't do the though. I can't do that voice, so I'll have to go.
Oh well.
But it kind of turns. Welcome, Karma, Relia, says.
Hello.
How
I'm
can
here.
Relia help you? It asks. Kings.
I'm going to ask permission to enter the Exalted One's mind.
May I ask why?
To observe a conversation that otherwise would not have me present.
Why?
I could not explain the motives of the parties involved, but
No.
nonetheless.
Why would you like to observe? Cracks.
It is. I'll give you the short answer. There are many delicate things that are occurring, particularly this conversation in which I would like to listen in on, is happening between two volatile parties. Should things go characteristically poorly, then a great deal of bad things would happen to a great deal of people. I am not in any way hoping to influence the conclusion of this conversation. I simply would like to know what is being said so that I can continue to gain information which will then influence my future actions.
Could you roll charm?
Yes.
Good luck.
Could you roll brawn?
You chose these stats, Connor.
I know.
Minus
Okay,
one.
that's good. 10.
Okay.
Wow.
You're so lucky.
Dude, congratulations. Is it -1?
It's -1.
You see as the wires move over to the handle and the door unlocks. You are welcome inside. Truth emerges.
Hopefully it does.
The Karma enters the Exalted One's room. Exalted One, what does your room look like?
Yeah. When you walk in, it seems almost like this shifting void as it slowly begins changing and altering itself around you. And you slowly begin to see things like bookshelves and piles of paperwork emerge out of it. It looks like this massive, disorganized, and disshuffled library. It looks like some of the bookshelves have been damaged and things have been thrown and spewed across the floor. And you see a being in the middle of it who looks uncomfortably familiar and similar to the version of the Exalted One I've previously described, who is hurriedly running around and trying to organize.
You just described ADHD.
Yep.
Yes, I
Yes,
did.
he did.
You are correct.
But you also maybe not see, but feel the dreamer's presence here.
It's very different.
Exalted One, someone has entered your room.
I will hit snooze on that
Actually?
that specific alarm clock.
Would you like not to enter, but simply open the door?
Prior to entering,
Okay.
Karma will simply place their hand on the door, letting the Exalted One know
Okay.
that they want to enter, but will not unless the door
Okay.
opens for them.
I described it all. I forget.
No.
No, I'm still
It's
going
still-
to go into the room unless you don't let me.
Which that's not.
Well,
gonna
to
help
put
you.
it bluntly, there's a lot in that mansion that you are not supposed to see.
Could you convey that to me from outside, just in the hallway? Could I get that impression at the very least?
Just sit
Yes.
in the waiting room.
If that's the case, then Karma will give you a similar impression that they are only here to be where you let them.
Can I have like the little version of me open the door and tell Karma, like, just a moment?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What do you mean by little version of you?
That
It looks like a younger version of
Oh,
me, and
okay,
it's
okay.
also like slightly smaller.
So it is the little pocket sized.
It is.
Just one moment.
What's out of curiosity? What's Karma's reaction to seeing like a younger version of me pop out of my mind?
Literally unreadable.
Connor's, on the other hand, is amused.
Internally, Karma is like, what is normal?
Karma is a child in this world.
Oh, so this is normal. I see.
Can Chance also see him as well?
No, you weren't observing him.
Okay.
So,
Um,
Exalted One and Dreamer and
At
Darkness.
this point, I would like the Exalted One and the Dreamer to be having a separate conversation that Chance is now seeing, thinking that, well, her thinking that any other parties would also be seeing that.
Okay,
I
have
would
that
also
conversation.
like to think the entirety of that conversation is revolving around me getting a more comfortable chair.
Yep. Currently, yes.
Just, can I have
At
more
this
comfortable-
point, yes.
Can I at least have coffee? No. Okay, no.
The door has been unlocked for you.
You get
Darkness,
stale
though.
coffee. It's been out for many days.
It's just rude. Who wants stale coffee? Like,
Just kind of start wandering around.
In the Nexus?
Or no.
Oh, so you just enter
Yeah,
the room
oh,
again
sure.
and you're just kind of walking around.
You're just hearing him complain.
It does feel like your realm in the sense of this abstract world that doesn't seem to have full dimensions, but has walls and floors, even though you can't quite tell. Very similar to your world.
Instead of feeling like you're walking on fabric, it feels like you're walking on a cloud.
Yeah.
Clouds aren't solid
So you
objects,
fall?
You would just fall.
Feels like you're walking.
Actually,
It's cold.
That's
wet,
literally
and
Titus's
damp.
MO. He's literally actually as a person.
Yeah.
I like actually people.
Yeah, thank you.
You like
That's I'm so sorry.
That's one of the first times I've been told that.
I like factual information.
So
Anyway,
apparently,
the real conversation.
Yes.
Now you are not hindered by someone watching.
how much of this conversation gets to happen before Karma tries to, like, puts his hand on my door? Like, how long do I have before Karma?
I will let you know.
Okay, cool.
37 years.
So, wow,
Sweet.
I knew
Forever.
time was-
I don't know if we have that much storage space.
I don't know if our cameras can last that long.
We'll record it in 44p.
No, we're recorded in 10p.
You're 1p actually, just one singular pixel. It's cyan.
But the sound is just 64 bits.
32 bits.
8-bit, 4-bit, half-bit, quarter-bit.
So,
Microbit.
so basically, things came up. I got shoved into a meeting with all the other forces and entities and that whole huzzah crowd joy. Things came up. Nexus being a little unstable. Something about you doing something with somebody or nobody, depending on what you want to call it. Also, apparently you did something to somebody that one of the other entities likes. I don't know. But they wanted me to figure out what in the heck are you doing?
Do you know who I am?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm actively looking at the file.
Do you know what you did?
I did that, but that was not me.
You didn't stop it.
I wasn't aware of that happening.
Really?
You
You
know that?
expect me to believe that?
So, do you know the name of the organization that I run?
The Exalted Ones.
Do you know the name of the organization that surrounded itself around you? No, that was the wrong word.
The Exalted Ones. I simply called them the Dreamers to get Jason on my side.
Yeah, by the way, that epically failed.
I know.
Second, no, they actually hadn't been taking orders from me for a while. In case you were curious.
I know.
They were kind of running off doing their own thing when that whole
I know.
thing happened. So why are you still mad at me?
Because they weren't broken away then.
Be mad at humanity. All I did was
I
give them
am.
knowledge and technology.
Knowing full well what they can do with it. Sounds like ignorance or willful negligence.
Exalted
That's a
One,
strong word.
Karma has done is
Slap his meaty paws on your door.
well
Wait,
more
does he,
obsidian
like,
paws.
do it aggressively, or
No.
is it like?
It's
No.
actually
Meaty claws.
it's unclear if it's intentional or unintentional, but Karma, yes, did not exhibit, the human custom of knocking. So they were just like, but otherwise it works.
I love that they know what it's like to be human, but they don't know how to be human.
It's not that they don't know how to be human, it's just that they aren't human, so why would they try to be?
Exactly.
Well, that's fascinating. How do I deal with this new
What?
situation?
What?
Give me a second to think. Do that.
Answer me now.
I'm thinking about what the answer's gonna be. Straight up
Don't
tell him
think,
no.
answer. The more you think, the bigger the lie.
That's rude.
And true.
No. I'm an honest person 40% of the time.
It's that 60% that matters.
Hey, at least I'm honest about that.
Are you?
Maybe.
Exactly.
Well, it appears one of my babysitters did not get fooled by this telepathic charade due to the delay between us starting it and me asking for a more comfortable seat. So he kind of just put his hand on my door and is politely asking to walk in. Now, to be entirely upfront and honest with you, there is a lot in there that it would be problematic for me, or for him to even get a slight little bit of a glimpse on. So I could contain him in like a special little waiting room and allow him to listen in on the conversation.
Well, we can't have that, can we?
I mean, I don't plan on indicting myself with anything, so...
Well, you don't sound like you.
Hmm?
Nothing.
That's rude. I don't get myself into trouble. I get other people in trouble. Let's just be upfront here. And no, I don't plan on getting you in trouble. You already are in trouble. And no, it's not me you're in trouble with. But I do kind of have to give him an answer.
Let him in. Who is it?
The newbie, Karma.
Tell me about him.
Memory serves, used to be human.
Really?
Yeah. Unusual for entities, actually. Surprisingly unusual. He was part of the group that had to deal with the whole end fiasco. I don't remember what his name used to be. He actually had a very long conversation with the board, told us a little bit about it. It's quite intriguing. It's fun to actually be able to share that information with somebody for once.
Tell me about him now.
Now? I don't know. He's only been around for a month, maybe. He's a little baby.
Interesting. Reminds me of someone. Go ahead, let him in.
Before I let him in, who?
That's not for me to divulge.
Wait, you're taking orders from somebody now? Neat.
Not in the slightest.
Oh, that guy. So is it like Fear or the other little like dude running around in here?
She doesn't answer.
Nice.
So,
I will, yeah. Have my little me.
Karma, the door opens and you are
into a
allowed
little
inside.
room.
We'll step into the very, very disorganized, very rundown library.
No, you're in like a separate room.
Gotcha.
You walk into a little
I'm in an
waiting
actual
room.
foyer.
Yeah.
That has books on like very unimportant things.
Gotcha.
In case you were bored.
The importance of fishing.
The psychological benefit.
How to create your very own fishing line.
Ratios of fertilization.
The best way to tell a bad joke.
The first page is just a mirror.
Preceded by how to recover from an absolutely terrible joke.
Preceded, yeah. Preceded by how to fix your friendships.
And complete preceded by how to ruin your reputation.
The title on that one's just scribbled out and On's like wrote, "I'm an expert."
So, even though I'm in this separate small foyer, can I hear the conversation?
Yes. Correct, I'd say. And I will like nod to some extent to the Dreamer, signifying the fact that
Karma makes no illusions that they are not here. The Dreamer can feel them as much as the Exalted One. I don't know about as much, but they can feel it.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to meet them. If that's okay with you.
It's not me you're meeting. I don't care.
So where are they having this meeting? Because you don't see her physically, but you can feel her presence in this place.
Like strongly.
Yes.
Gotcha. I guess little me will just like hand Karma a letter that should just give up and walk in her room.
No. I want to meet him here.
Like and like it's
Without prying
subspace of a
eyes.
subspace.
Without prying eyes.
Gotcha. As Karma's reading said letter,
May
it,
I
like,
make my own room for us?
knock yourself out. As Karma's reading this letter, it like changes. What
It's like it changes as they're reading it.
Just take it back. Sit that for a second.
Make up your mind.
So, Patrick, because the Exalted One allowed the Dreamer to create something in here, can she do that?
Yeah.
Okay. As you see a door appear in front, in this little foyer place, it looks very it looks like it looks like it was built by someone else.
What does the letter say now with the door in front of him?
Go indoor.
Yeah, Karma will.
No, really, what does the letter say?
Part of me wants to just say it's blank, and like the little me just like shoves you through the door. Just like
Go in, go in.
Karma will allow themselves to be shoved.
Inside this room, you just see it looks very intentionally bland. Very bare bones. There's just a chair and another chair across from it, and that's it. And then
How's it lit?
it is lit by a single light above. Not like this, but like
Please tell me it's not science.
it's not Saya.
Yes.
No.
Brutal police interrogation room. That's what this is.
As you see the dreamer that I described before appear in that other chair, just you can definitely feel that it's her. She can't hide it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Karma steps a few feet forward.
She gestures to the chair.
Karma appears sitting in the chair then.
Hello.
Hello,
Who might you be?
I am Karma.
Karma. I don't think that's a force.
It is not. I am the
Told you he
entity.
was a newbie.
She knows. She knows what you said.
I am an entity.
I need more than that.
I am the entity of karma, of things like balance and reaction and consequences. Things encompassing equilibrium.
What's my karma?
I could not tell you.
Right. It's your force name, right? What you encompass, what you can do.
Being an entity is much more complex than just being that thing.
I know. I may not be an entity, but I have some experience.
Well, be that as it may, I could not tell you what your karma is, nor am I here to give out any moral judgments for what you've done or plan to do. I'm here to observe a conversation between you and the Exalted One.
So he said.
Yes, I imagine he did.
I want to know about you.
What do you want to know?
You told me who you are. Tell me more.
What do you want to know?
I want to know how dangerous you can be.
Well, I can wield cosmic power. I have no really strong intention to use it, though I have no issues using it at the time being. So, I mean, if you have a frame of reference for what cosmic level abilities are, I can do that.
Well, I'd think being able to tell what my consequences will be.
Again, like I said, being an entity is complex. We don't just get to do whatever we want whenever we want.
Regrettably.
I'm assuming you're in the room now? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his mind.
Yeah, I know.
Mine.
I'm assuming. Yeah. Do you know what he did to me?
As I understand the situation, the organization revolving around him experimented on the person that you were, maybe still are, I don't know, and effectively rendered you a very powerful telepath and mentalist.
That'd be correct. Not by my choice.
I would imagine there was a great deal of suffering in the process as well.
Also correct. And while he may not have been the direct cause, he enables it.
As you can see, she's quite good at holding grudges.
Grudges are what keep me moving.
Well, as I said, I'm not here to make moral judgments. In fact, I'm not really even here to have this conversation. I'm here to observe a conversation held between the two of you.
And what if that conversation leads to unfavorable outcomes for you and your people?
Well, unfavorable outcomes are things to be determined by each individual viewer, but I'm not here to ensure any outcome. I'm just here to ensure an outcome.
Good. Who's the other one? The darkness?
Chance.
Chance. No, the darkness was the dude you kicked out of the room at first.
Yes, I know.
I don't know actually. Is he still around? Is he still?
Let's see.
Or is he still listening to into the same conversation that Chance is? Are him and Chance listening?
Same
into-
conversation with Chance.
I bet darkness is just shut up about that damn coffee.
Have a latte at least.
No, you'll see the darkness will split in half at one point. Just
Nice, huh?
presumably to keep an eye on this conversation
Mhm.
and the other part to go off and do other business.
Would they be an issue?
The darkness?
Yes.
I mean, I've got my own personal issues with him, but I have those with three other entities.
I shouldn't ask your opinion. What do you think?
Of the darkness?
Yes.
I would imagine you would not like my answer. I have very little thoughts about most of the entities. I could tell you their
What
characteristics.
thoughts?
I could tell you their characteristics, but as I've said twice now, I'm not here to make moral judgments.
You feel familiar. But not because of who you are.
Well, you can only be so far removed from human.
You just remind me of someone. Let's get the darkness in here then. Why not?
Thurman?
It's not really up to me, is it?
It's fair enough. Hey, darkness. Back in.
Chance is just gonna keep getting our little conversation about how much you dislike the coffee I give you.
Okay, fine. I will.
Hmm.
Telepathically reach out to the darkness or go do the Blake thing, or not the Blake, the karma thing
Blake
with
thing.
his door, because he's Blake.
Yeah, the Blake thing is getting misted.
Blake thing is
No,
apparently
that was
turning
just
into the
me using
darkness.
the wrong words
The Blake thing is
entirely.
throwing rocks at people and they die. That's the Blake thing.
Stoning, nice, classic.
Not exactly.
Anyway,
Roll stupid well.
Yes, he did. To kill people on accident. That was great. See, watch season 3 of Entity Point. I know Patrick would say no, but watch it.
You should watch it for even more, even if it's just because Patrick said no.
Yeah, exactly.
Just watch
Anyway.
Fallen Heroes.
So I'll kind of do the karma thing, the darkness, be like, hey, we basically at this point we're just kind of keeping Chance out of the loop because it's mildly amusing to me and the Dreamer apparently.
Oh, okay.
So we're kind of all having this conversation over here. Karma's already in on the party.
I'm so...
It's alright.
Well, whenever you guys are done, let me know, and yeah, we'll wrap things up here.
Now, does he say this in a way that I can hear it?
No, I was like, I went over.
I mean, it's a mental conversation between.
But he is currently physically in the dreamer's mind.
He also he split himself into 2 things.
Okay.
And he's talking to the other one.
Okay, great.
Yes.
But yeah, just let me know, and well, there's a conversation I'd like to have with the Dreamer as well. But you come first. You take your time. I'm in no rush.
Don't kidnap another one of my
I'm
experience.
not gonna kidnap anyone.
You already did one.
I'm not gonna kidnap anyone.
Anyway,
I'll pinky promise on it.
No, thank you. I have some level of self-respect. Okay. Also, I tend to not keep my own promises, so I don't trust. Anyway, I guess I will inform the dreamer and Karma that he has declined to participate.
I mean,
That's a shame.
that far. Just, you know.
Ray check.
I'm keeping like it's like a background noise, you know, like you know, and this is why you don't kick puppies, huh?
You listen. Your resume said you were great, and then you started kicking puppies. So what's up with that? That's a shame. So
He did muse
what
something
else do you want to discuss?
He did. By the way, Darkness did mention wanting to have a conversation with you if I. So
Oh, goody.
I forget why he doesn't need it. but
Seems like I'm quite the popular person, huh?
Currently speaking, you're the number one troublemaker in the cosmos.
That's funny.
The
Coming
Ancient One
from
is-
you.
Hey, but that I'm in a different category. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I'm a little bit beyond just the troublemaker. Not the weekly villain.
Exactly. You're creating every issue.
Not every.
No, not every. You're right. That's a hyperbolic situation.
Do you mean hyperbole?
Hyperbolic.
Okay, that's a weird choice of words, but so basically,
But
what's
you're
going
not-
on with fear and that whole fiasco?
Is that why you're here, or is it because of me?
Well, I mean, you're involved because the one thing refers to you as mother. Also, the entire Nexus is kind of faking to some extent.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I'm not doing that, if that's what you're asking. I want to be left alone.
Yeah, but I'm asking what is happening because apparently you had some part in it. If the thing is
I-
referring to you as mother.
I did not create anything.
Yeah, kind of like how I didn't create you. Get on with it.
No, I had no part.
So then you're manipulating,
No,
influencing.
it needed someone. The only person it had was fear, and he was in pain and out of commission. Sorry, fear. Yeah, I said fear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's not exactly the best role model.
I mean, I can't argue with.
He did try to take the darkness's power, did he not?
Yeah, and I hear that didn't go too well with him.
Got a no from me.
You better not look for it.
It being your new pet, your little puppy.
Don't you dare.
Why?
You don't have the right.
I'm kind of under orders. It's not me
I don't
that has the right.
give a shit.
I mean,
It's
don't
not
take
like
this
they
the
can
wrong way, but
hear.
you're kinda just
He
a
doesn't
brain, so
care.
That would be really hard.
Karma doesn't care.
Pardon me, I don't care what.
Wow, I guess Karma's a bad babysitter. He wasn't paying any attention. The whole fear fiasco, new thing, wandering around the Nexus, asking questions to people,
Whatever.
to kind of destabilizing the whole thing. That's like at least 60% of the reason I'm here.
I wouldn't say that I don't care about it. It's just that
You're otherwise occupied.
So is the
That's
darkness
not even
here?
No.
Okay. Kind of confusing you, man.
I just don't have enough information to act on anything.
I just want to be left alone. Me and no one.
Oh, is that what you named him?
That's its name.
So is it like a puppy? Like, I can gather the fact that it's like,
You were the wrong person they chose to send.
oh, come on, I'm just being curious.
That curiosity does not say that.
I will manifest a desk strictly so I can hit my head on it.
Curiosity is inquisitive. That's antagonistic
It wasn't
and
inquisitive. I'm actually-
sarcastic.
Okay, in my defense, I don't know how to not be sarcastic.
Exactly. I just want to be left alone. Please.
But you're kind of shaking the whole thing.
I didn't do anything. I defended myself and future generations.
From. If you're not the problem,
Everyone.
what is?
Everyone. And you.
I'm taking that personally.
You should.
That's fair.
You should take it personally. You may or not have directly caused this, but there's no telling what else you've caused.
I mean, I've got a list, but no, you don't get a look at it.
I'm sure I'll find it.
No. Okay, so then what is this no one? Like, what's your relationship with it? Do you intend to raise it to kill everybody?
Why would
Do
I
you
want
intend
that?
to raise it as if it's like a guard dog? What's the whole point? Is it just a crime of opportunity to have like a kill your own? I just want to know why. I suppose
Then just ask why.
I've done that in 7 different mannerisms of speaking.
Mm-hmm. Why should I tell you? So you can get on with your next meeting, whatever that is.
I mean, it's not a meeting, but
So you can tell your little cosmic council all about it.
I would do that.
Yeah, that's his job. He's the.
I know.
I know. You know enough about me to know that I like to know things.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
wanna
also like to
know-
figure things out
and part of that.
and experiment. And I don't want you experimenting on them. On no one. Which we both know that's what you will do. Right?
How?
Exalted
It's
One.
nothingness. It's
No,
just
that's
a
the
mind.
void.
It's just a mind. I have nothing to experiment with. There's not even enough of it there to put together.
You and I
coherent
both
sentence
know
at the moment.
you'd find a way.
You're making it tempting.
You're already tempted.
Okay, granted.
It's not like I
But
can
you're
make it
making
any
sound like it's
worse.
a challenge.
You'll challenge yourself no matter what I say.
I have other more.
Do you?
No, pressing's not the right word for it. Fascinating things at the moment to deal with.
Did you
Trust.
choose him?
If memory serves, it was kind of a group vote thingy.
They made the wrong choice.
Yeah, it's a council. What did you expect? You ever heard of NATO? You were born on Earth.
Was I? I don't know.
You're human. I kind of made that assumption.
Am I? I
That
don't
part
know.
really- that part really wasn't kept in the files.
Or maybe I'm cloned. It's like so many of the other experiments you like
Nah.
to test with.
Because your door has an old name on it. If you were a clone, it wouldn't even have that name there. It would
It's
just
not
have, like,
my
a number.
name.
Hmm?
It's not my name.
I know your name is now the Dreamer, but it used to be
It's
something
not
else.
my name.
Oh, right.
It's not my name.
So is this name like a personal matter to you and you don't want me to know? Or you do want people to know?
Doesn't
and I
matter
should
if you
choose?
know. It's not my name. Take a look at the door. It's not what it says. It doesn't.
Is
Is
it Dreamer? And I forgot what the
Exactly.
other name is because it was crossed off.
Exactly. Doesn't matter anymore.
So do you have a name?
I am the dreamer.
That's what
That's
I
the
said
name
to
you
start
gave me.
with.
That's the name I have.
Mhm. I will hit my head on that desk again.
This is going nowhere.
Yeah, granted.
What do you really want to learn?
Everything.
Be specific.
I can't. Now in this particular discussion or just in general?
What do I need to say to make you leave me alone?
Basically, what the heck happened?
I thought you were here for me, not no one.
As far as my orders are concerned, there is not a difference, and I'm just supposed to figure out what happened and if it will continue being destructive.
Not if I have anything to do about it.
So you're saying you don't want it to be destructive?
It's not. It doesn't know what it's doing.
There's a long list.
It's
of
like
things.
him. It. Whatever you are.
I know what I'm doing.
Do you?
I do.
Do you know how to be a force?
It's not really a question of knowing how to be one. It is just being one.
Good answer. Solid,
That's what I
solid.
thought.
8 out of 10. you implying there's something more to being a force?
I'm implying there's something more to existing.
I mean, granted, that's kind of the whole reason I exist is to figure that one out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, alright. Any other fun stories you'd like to bring up? Just,
Again,
anything else?
what do I need to tell you that you'll believe that will make you leave me alone?
Surprisingly enough, I don't know why. Apparently, I'm a very trusting person.
That's very funny.
Huh?
I might even laugh.
Oh, that laugh?
No.
Hey, Karma, did you see her laugh?
It might even be a laugh.
Dadgummit,
You might even
you
get a
gotta work
laugh.
with me.
Tell better
I'm not here to
jokes.
work with you.
That's rude.
That's evident.
All I wanted
Thank
to
you
do
for that.
was laugh. So what the heck happened? How did this thing become into existence? Nobody.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Fair enough. Do you know what it's made of? Is it like a mental energy thing?
I don't see it as that.
Hmm.
I'm not going to give you the answers you want. What will it take?
Take to
I already answered that.
get me out of here.
I just want to. I just want to be left alone with me.
And I don't want to.
and no one.
Trust me, I got better things to do. Trying to solve the problem. People's orders.
Trying to solve a problem. That's funny. You do a really good job at causing them.
Oh yes, I will. But I am an expert at that.
Hence and point. Case in point.
You're not a problem.
Then you wouldn't be here.
No. I'm asking you about a different problem. We've already concluded that you aren't the problem. Now I'm asking you about the other problem.
That I cannot and will not help you with. Because it's not a problem. It will be fixed. It is fixed. It's not your issue. Nor do I want you involved. Any of you.
Trust me, we've gone over this. None of us want to be involved.
Then leave.
First, could you
Go
think-
away.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to.
Give him permission then. Aren't you in charge here?
No.
Who is? Who's making you do this?
I am doing this of my own volition.
What?
I feel like it is what I should do.
Because nobody trusts me.
I wonder why.
Yeah, it's like you don't think I'm an adult. You know myself.
For what it's worth, I neither trust you nor distrust you.
Was that to me or to?
Do you?
Oh, hey, that's an improvement to most other people.
Is it improved? Please leave. I have nothing more that you want.
You know we're having this discussion in my mind, right?
I'll leave. Okay? Don't come after me again.
By the way, any other fascinating stories you've stumbled across while running through the Nexus? That would pique my interest.
Goodbye.
Ah.
So was the dreamer like not in her mind?
She still had a portion of her mind still in her mind.
Okay.
But majority of her mind was in Exalted Ones. Not anymore. Not anymore. She's not.
Chance is fully aware the conversation they're having in front of him is fake.
Oh,
But he just
at
knows
this
that-
point,
But he
there's
knows exactly. He knows that someone has to keep an eye on this anyway.
That would be a great double fake.
What?
Double back.
Both conversations have been not real.
You know,
That would be
as
crazy.
much as he's like, the reason I'm here is to supervise the conversation. This is still a conversation that should be supervised, even though it's a decoy.
I would like to feel like at some point that conversation just devolved into me and the dreamer talking about chess theory.
I could beat you at it. I could.
No.
You guys are both verbally trying to beat each other.
That's all it is.
These are the-
Appearing back in my own.
Unfortunately, someone has locked the door,
No one can lock the door to my own head.
but someone is blocking it off from you.
Is that person named Vortex?
No, that person's name is Dark.
Oh, I see.
As you try to go back into your mind, and you appear right outside of it, as this field of darkness surrounds the door.
I'd like to break in.
Darkness, you are right there.
Would you like to knock?
Are you like outside?
Yeah, there's two parts.
This doesn't belong to you.
I'd like to have a conversation with you.
Then let's have it in private space.
I
You
can
know,
see this, right?
The
Argus?
least private place in existence. The Nexus. Sure. Can Chance see this?
Yes. I just asked him that.
Okay.
Also, is the other version of the Exalted One still inside the
Yes.
Pyramid's mind? So he's aware of the big black barrier
Yes.
right there. And he's now also kind of stuck in the room like,
Yes.
Part of them, yeah.
he's just on the
you
other side of the
want?
barrier like, let me out.
He's like,
wanted to present you with an offer.
You're keeping me out of my own head. That's not a smart play.
I think it's very smart.
Do you have any idea what I can do?
Not much right now.
I don't mean to leave my head to hurt you. What do you want?
I want to talk. Let us talk.
With prying eyes?
No.
I was told we had prying eyes.
No.
You'd now definitely be aware of that now.
No. I will bring us to someplace private.
Go ahead then.
And just, he'll raise up an arm, slice a finger down, and then just a void or a shadow will appear right there, open up after you.
She kind of walks inside.
Chance, try to follow.
I need you to roll spirit.
Okay. 8.
Are you going to the darkness, the realm directly? The only way for you to listen in is if you go there
Yes.
directly.
Yes.
No longer observing.
I believe
You are capable of following them through the door, but you have to go.
that's what I intended to do because I'm assuming they basically stopped after the barrier was
Yes.
put up. They stopped their fake interaction.
Effectively, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to observe here. I'm going in.
So, you two are in the realm of the darkness. And now Chance is there.
I thought you said this would be private.
Oh, it will be. And I'll just create an ever widening gap.
So it just gets further and further and further and further. You're just alone.
Now.
Alone in the dark.
Alone.
At the end.
Alone. 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 Alone.
Kill me.
With a sparkling. Anyway.
I will be blunt.
I would prefer that, yes.
I have need of you.
Really?
Yes.
Like, what? I have my own plans.
Maybe our plans could benefit one another. You seem like the reclusive type. One who wants to be left alone.
I simply want to be left alone so that I can protect what's mine and eventually protect more.
And just this big smile appears. Well, wouldn't you know it? That's what I want to do as well.
Go on.
Yes, Exalted One.
Isn't the darkness's realm a physical plane of existence?
Yes and no.
Yesn't.
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 I for some reason like that answer worse than if it was just yes and no.
It depends. It depends.
Okay, so yeah, because like the dreamer went there, and then my brain was like, wait a second, that shouldn't work. But yeah, okay.
You can mentally go to
Yeah.
physical places. Hey, you can mentally go to physical places. It's just more difficult to go to mental places physically.
To get where they are.
Oh, that's fun.
You're going to have to roll 12.
I assume I don't have to.
Nah,
Not how this works.
not here.
Roll a 12.
That'd be so great.
That's a 12.
Are you serious?
Let's go!
Let me see.
6 and a
Let me
5,
see.
and I have a +1.
That's actually crazy.
Damn.
I'm so impressed.
It's gonna take you just a little bit, but you'll get there. I will let you know when
I
you're
would
ready.
like to start a conversation with Karma. This is
We'll
during
continue
this
this for a little bit and then we'll go over there.
I would like to protect my fellow entities.
Like the Exalted One.
Patrick, I know the Exalted One's name, yeah? Or like,
The entity?
yeah,
Yes.
okay. And correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, if you mean mental pain.
That's correct.
I do. They cause me quite a lot of mental pain and physical pain.
Words will never be able to make up for that. I simply wish to make it so where we entities will never be hurt again. To never be taken advantage of. Just as the same as humans would like to never be taken advantage of.
That's exactly what I want. I like this. Go on.
I have already enacted various ways of taking over various realities, dimensions, and getting other entities on my side. I would like you to help with that. I can put a little parasite in various beings, humans, superpowered ones as well, but I cannot influence those entities. I would like to focus my efforts on the entities and persuade more of them onto my side. I would like to you to focus on the humanity side, using your various mental prowess. Would like for you to do what you were going to do before you were stopped. Hello, cat.
It appears our wants align a lot more than I expected.
Let us form a deal, and a contract will appear. This is a cosmic deal,
Unable to be broken.
unable to be broken.
Chance, you are coming up as you see the dreamer.
So,
With this
so darkness
deal.
would also know?
Yes, you would know. Chances are coming.
I will give you time to think on this, as all things must.
Of course.
But I will let you take the contract, look over it as you will. Be on.
Then she would
And
vanish
the
back into her
dreamer
mind.
vanishes.
I assume I would see like the paper that contract is on or whatever.
Can I say I like left a note in the dreamer's like mind room?
Yes.
What does it say?
P.S. Forgot to mention. Darkness wants a meeting. I would caution against it. He has a habit of holding captives. And if you accept, you most likely will not be left alone.
She probably this is what she does. She gets back to her mind, sees the note, writes in the back, okay, sends it back.
Yeah, it doesn't even.
So, you wanted to talk to the Exalted or Karma?
So would I be aware that the dreamer went to the darkness's domain?
No.
If I
I'm
was.
gonna assume
well,
that-
if I
Oh
was-
yeah,
if I
yeah,
was
you
upset.
would.
I assume the dreamer's not coming back.
No.
Okay.
Space. We. Karma. Might be a slight bit of an issue. You heard of the singularity by any chance?
Patrick, would Carmen know the singularity?
Sin. You
Yes.
know what Weston knows.
I do, yeah.
Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong. I do know that she is currently being held inside Darkness's domain.
Yes.
She's kind of being held inside Darkness's domain, given the fact he is possessing a very specific person. I will tell you this now. I am the entity of mental pain. And through her energy, I can sense anxiety and fear. She is terrified of him. The dreamer just went with him into his own domain. If I were to take a guess, I left a note in her room about some things I forgot to mention.
It appears.
It just says okay.
Okay.
Ah, well, there's that. Just throw it behind me. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say she did not read that at all. If I were to take a guess, either he's going to make an attempt to strike some sort of deal with her, hold her hostage there alongside the singularity or sin, or just, the thing that's least likely is just offer her a safe home. But either way, she's gonna be difficult to deal with from this point onward. Because
This is persuasive.
he doesn't like to let go of things, even less than I do.
I see. So what does this mean?
I can't speak for his plans, but I do, if I remember correctly, during the Cosmic Council, he did mention something about entities becoming godlike beings and ruling over humanity.
They already do that.
I think he meant that in a more direct and literal sense, which would, as I understand it, break a couple of rules.
I see. That would have different implications.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does that mean?
Would I know about the whole darkness possessing people thing, and like the what was the one dude that used to be part of the darkness that was an abyss fiasco? Would I know
The
about heretic or abyss, either one of them?
You would know that the heretic.
The heretic. You would know that the heretic, one part, a large portion of it was completely destroyed by Blake. But another part remained in Abyss. That part was sent through time. You don't know where or when. But perhaps, if the darkness made this deal with the dreamer, potentially you could make a deal with this heretic whenever it appears again. To help you.
Out of game, has that happened yet? Is that current or future? Or is that
The heretic has been sent.
no, like the whole abyss.
Yes, that has been dealt with by this point.
Okay, so that already has happened.
Yes.
Gotcha. I do know at one point there was a being called the heretic who I don't know the exact details of what he did, but the person the darkness is currently possessing and him didn't get along, to say the least. And that certain individual did strip him of quite a bit of his power. And I know a section of him was sent through time. I don't know when he will appear again. I don't know what will happen with that. I would like to look into that, because that would probably give us insight into the current darkness's plan. But I would ask that you, when you do fill out a report or whatever paperwork they have you doing up in that
I don't do paperwork.
goddamn office.
Do you do paperwork?
Unfortunately, I have to from time to time. Ugh.
Why?
Science,
I run an
fool!
entire business, man. I run like 7 of them. Entire organizations. Yeah.
You're a cosmic being. You
Yeah.
should be able to do that in your head.
Unfortunately, I have to share it with people. And that, trust me, that sucks. Except for the one dude. He's pretty great. Anyway.
Regarding darkness and his intentions and plans,
You got a 58.
what do you plan to do? What is your intention? Are you against the darkness? Are you interested in what the darkness is doing, so you view it as an opportunity, but you haven't decided on which side is more beneficial?
To be blunt, my goal is to comprehend existence. If you remove, say, humanity from that equation, my capability of doing so is diminished drastically. Yeah, it doesn't mean my goal would all of a sudden become impossible, just a lot harder. Not to mention the sheer amount of opportunity and unique learning experiences through, say, a war between entities would generate.
Right. So
For
the
me,
darkness
profit.
threatens one of your resources.
Potentially. I can't say for certain what he would desire or do.
Well, if it is as you say, more or less it seems like he would subjugate them.
As far as I can tell, he hasn't tried tampering with the Singularity's will any, other than just straight intimidation. But then again, a cosmic being trying to intimidate humanity would be a simple matter.
Patrick,
Yes.
the Exalted One referred to the darkness, basically what his plans are, would break some rules. Would you remind me, are there any like actual rules?
Currently,
I can show
after
you.
the
Nope.
end,
Let me say.
I do vaguely remember there being some new rules or old ones. I don't remember what they are.
After existence was not restarted but continued,
Mhm.
the rules have changed. The laws of existence. Law number 1. No mortal may possess more than one connection. This is in place to keep them from dying. Instead of 3 connections, it is now 1. 1. Law 1, Section A. If a mortal traverses into another universe with technology inferior to theirs, they cannot artificially accelerate that universe's development. B. Those connected to a force are also under Law 2, Section B. We'll get to that in a moment. Section C. Mortals may not use their powers in such a manner that it breaks part of existence. Law 2. Cosmic beings cannot actively commit acts that break existence. A. Forces cannot actively interfere with mortals they are not connected to, unless absolutely necessary. B. Forces cannot order those they are connected to interfere with mortals they are not connected to, unless absolutely necessary. And the third law pertains only to members of the board, so I will not say it.
Are there any rules specifically about how many individual connections an entity can have?
an entity can't have any.
No, I mean,
A
how
force.
many how many, like, is there any hard limit? Like, say is it, like, could I only have 75 mortals connected to me, or is there?
It is however many you well. For one, you cannot be connected to everyone, but that is mainly because you do not have the energy
I
to
see.
be connected to everyone.
Gotcha.
But for example, infinity is connected to the most amount of people,
Right.
which is thousands upon thousands of people.
Right.
It is merely however many you wish to be connected to that you are capable of being connected to.
And is there anything to suggest that the darkness is in any way capable of possessing more connections than any of the other entities?
No. The only entity that is for sure able to be connected to more than any other is infinity.
Which makes sense.
Personal theory, I should be able to connect to anything that's capable of having an
The difference between the darkness and most other entities and forces is the darkness is a realm as well. And the realm has beings that live inside of it. Those beings are not necessarily connected to the darkness, they do not count. They're more of beings made by the darkness,
Mm.
molded by it.
So yeah, karma definitely does. Yeah, considering these new rules, karma sees, or at least anticipates, there are a large number of gray areas that could be very easily exploited by particularly ambitious entities or forces for the sake of expanding their own power, which presumably is why darkness is doing this. However, much as they have always done in their short existence, karma simply considers that information. They are concerned, but they are concerned neither for nor against anybody's plans currently. They are an observer. They will observe until they feel they have the information that they need to act on conclusions that they feel comfortable having made. Being a force of, or an entity, more accurately, being an entity of karma, of balance, of reactions and such, it does not lend itself to being somebody who is heavily weighted towards one side or the other on anything. But nonetheless, you do have to be both. So, with that in mind, karma does go back and report, does relay the conversation that the Dreamer and the Exalted One had to Chance, whenever Chance gets back.
With that, we're going to shift over to the darkness and Chance.
Okay.
The Dreamer has just disappeared.
So, what
Okay.
did you discuss in such secrecy?
Dreamers simply wish to ask to be left alone.
That did not seem to be what occurred. It seemed like you asked actually, that is exactly what did not happen. You directly asked her to have a conversation. You asked her to come into your domain
Mm-hmm.
to have a conversation with her. You're lying. What is it? What is this?
Would it have been more suspicious if she asked me?
That would have been suspicious in its own right. If she wanted to be left alone, why did she not say it outright?
Because I don't think anyone would have listened.
And why is that?
She's mortal.
Is she?
At least as mortal as one.
It seems to me that may not be what she is anymore. Seeing as she is not dead. She cannot die, it seems. Not by normal means. That
Not by
might
normal
mean that we
means.
should reconsider her position as immortal.
I mean, if she is immortal, I simply wish to welcome her to the club. If she is not, well then, would you not wish for protection if you were being hunted and observed? Like an insect stuck in a cage or a box?
While I do,
I
Empathize.
find this very, very pointed towards you, Chance.
while I very much empathize with being trapped in a box for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that you're still not being fully truthful with me.
Chance, I'm not. I'm not being truthful. At least not in entirety.
I see.
I simply ask that you trust me. In as much as you feel you are capable. I will not harm entities. I will not harm humanity in a permanent sense. I simply wish to protect everything.
In what manner?
Much the same way that humanity fears us. Those who are aware, anyway, as they rightly should. In the same way, we fear them.
Do we?
Yes. They influence us just as much as we influence them. You yourself are a testament to that. How much were you influenced by one meeting with a simple human? Jason,
That was not a single meeting.
my point exactly. You were influenced.
Yes.
All of us are influenced. But the ones who aren't influenced are those who are forgotten. They come to me asking why are they forgotten? Forcefully or not, such as dismay. She was in her own hole because humanity and most other entities forgot about her because they did not want to feel dismay. Chance is threatened because chance is good. It keeps things interesting. But the moment the chance goes negatively for one human, for one entity, suddenly things are bad. And then forgotten, thrown away, ignored. That is what I want to stop happening. I want to announce us to all existence. Not just in one reality. Every reality. And then, not only do I want to announce ourselves to them, I wish for them to worship us and to never forget. But in the same manner, I wish for us to be controlled. We, as we have seen in the past, have gotten out of control. That is where humanity steps in. For as much power as we have, they would have just as much over us. We would not exist without them. They would not exist without us. That type of control is what I wish to exert over everything.
You wish to exert. Where's your place in all this?
Merely the orator. I wish to just tell this story.
I believe that's someone else's job.
Patrick's reaction.
I am aware that that's Fate's nickname, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Uh,
But I simply wish to just show them. My place would simply just to be lay the groundwork. To give every entity its time in the spotlight.
lay the groundwork how?
In a grand showing of power.
What manner of power?
That would be telling. Can't have that. It'll be a surprise. Happy birthday, if you will. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah. Mazel tov. I will not be stopped in this. I will take everything under consideration, but I will not be stopped.
How long have you been planning this? Is this your new form or your old one?
My old form was destroyed, my better half.
But there's a remnant.
She is here, yes. But she has allowed me to take the spotlight. She is forgiving where I am not. I am merciful where she is not. She is much more heavy-handed than I am. Hence it ended with her destruction. You can simply ask Karma, as he was there. Or at least part of him was. There will be much that happens in a very short time. Some of it good, some of it bad. But all of it will happen, with or without permission.
Permission from who?
Everyone and no one.
Now,
So you're in contact with
the Darkness and Chance have been talking for quite some time.
him.
Long enough for Exalted One and Karma to get... I know Karma might not be one to get suspicious, but at least concerned. To the point that even the darkness can tell that they're wondering what's going on. And from at least what Karma and the Exalted One could see, unfortunately, you do not seem capable of dealing with the Dreamer in a satisfactory manner. It might be best to leave this up to the mortals this time.
Side note, can I ask the darkness a question as the Exalted One? Can I like pop in and ask him a question?
Boom, Professor.
It is about time all of you were back in the Cosmic Council room. You have had your necessary discussions outside. You have. I will give you a few moments in the Cosmic Council room.
So we're
The
all
four of
right
us?
there?
All four of you.
Man, I
Have we all caught each other up on the? Well. So would you?
Well, that depends. Would I have gotten the opportunity to tell Chance about the Dreamers and the Exalted?
Or would you wait
conversation?
until we're alone? Like, have we had alone time yet, or were we? Is like where we catch each other up?
Are you catching each other up alone?
Doesn't matter to Karma.
So Karma will simply explain as soon as you get back to the appear back in the Cosmic Council room.
Yes.
I like to
You know
think
what?
like Karma takes like this big breath, just and then just as fast as physically possible, just the
I think,
whole-
I think more accurately, it's just a transfer of information.
Honestly. And Chance would follow with everything he learned from the darkness, as well as a quick summary of the fake conversation they were having.
About coffee.
about coffee and then
Yes.
chess.
Well,
It
it's
was
funny.
clearly a
It's a
fake.
fake conversation, but it was a real
Oh no,
conversation.
it was a real challenge.
Yeah.
And
It was
I
simply a
suppose
distraction.
the Exalted One would like to ask the Darkness if he has a strong objection to me paying the singularity of a visit.
Chance would also mention that he's fairly certain that he saw some sort of contract being passed to the Dreamer by the Darkness. Because he would have seen that.
Is the last thing he saw.
The only thing he saw.
Hmm.
Do you have a particularly strong objection if I go visit a pupil of mine you are currently holding inside your domain?
Pupil is quite a strong word, don't you think?
I'm a strong person. I am the anti-mental
You're a big,
pain.
strong
Do not
boy.
challenge me.
Big strong boy.
Now, the darkness being inside Blake's body has all Blake's memories. And Blake knows exactly what the singularity feels about the Exalted One. And that is not favorable. Exactly what the dreamer thinks. Probably
Oh, not
worse,
exactly.
seeing as the Exalted One was more directly involved.
Oh, I was.
Sorry. Being
Ah.
those persons.
It wasn't a rogue sect. It was them directly.
I do not believe that would be wise. You hurt Sam very, very badly.
I can guarantee you she is equally terrified.
I have a question for the darkness.
Oh,
I
I'm
do
popular
too.
today.
Dude, you should see my office on a bad day at work. Please, paperwork.
Well, you are one of the foremost in actions being taken by the entity. So, anyway, my question is it true that you are holding the dreamer within your domain?
Not anymore.
Where are they?
Simply let her go back.
Why was that plural? That's scary. Okay, sorry. Why was the dreamer referred to as they? Is there something I'm not in on this loop? Or
No.
is that
Yeah.
just...
They're kind of, well, they don't have a physical body anymore, so like,
It's she or they. It doesn't matter.
it's
Karma refers to almost everybody as they.
Yeah,
Okay.
karma
That's
does.
That's not like there's apparently two of them
No,
that
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
what?
I mean, there are two of
Okay.
you.
It is merely what karma refers to people
Anyway.
as.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you know where the dreamer is?
I simply offered her a place to stay if she wishes to.
Do you know where the dreamer is?
I would assume back in her room. Time out, if you will.
Weird choice of words, but okay.
I could ask. If you would like me to.
I have no like nor dislike of that. I know you've explained to Chance what it is that you want to do and the ambiguous methods by which you want to achieve it and why.
Tattletale.
Hey, Chase, quick question. Did you like flip a coin before you decided to tell us whether what you heard or not? Did that a
No, I did not.
No, I was asking Chance. Like, did he flip a coin before he decided to tell us, or just
No,
Ah.
that is not
that would have been a
how I
fun
do
irony.
things.
Oh, come on.
I simply wanted to let you know that I know what Chance knows.
Okay. That will not stop anything that happens.
I have no intent of stopping you at the moment. Is there a role for an equivalent to perception that anybody here can
Brain.
make?
Cognition.
Scan,
Insight.
like scan the area.
Whatever role it is, everybody can make it, particularly regarding karma at this moment. Because I'm the GM now, by the way.
No, you can ask people to roll for certain.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm in charge now.
Would you like to roll?
I will say
Am I ruling?
the difficulty class
Cognition.
is 10.
Well, 10 is the success. Then there's partial.
What am I rolling cognition
That's
for?
right,
On,
that's
like
right, yeah, yeah.
whether the darkness is just completely bullshitting, or if
You're rolling. I'm asking you to make a roll on karma. 13. Okay.
Gotcha.
Give me
7.
7.
what's the most recent page in the book that you read?
What'd you get?
I don't want to talk about it.
Presumably not above a 7.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, all right. So only the
I-
darkness would notice. Admittedly, it's very strange that this happens in karma's physical manifestation. But as karma finishes talking to you, even more strange. It's just a slight change in their physiology, but you watch as the fractured orange glow of their eyes almost seems to mimic squinting at the darkness, but otherwise they remain unchanged.
They'll just simply wink. That was a bad wink. That was a blink. That was a wink with a B. That is not.
Do we need to roll perception to see that one, or consider
No,
the
it's
fact
obvious.
he just failed?
It just seems like something the darkness would do anyway.
The doctor is like,
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
darkness. I wasn't aware that it was something you wanted kept a secret,
Doesn't matter.
particularly from other entities. It seems like yes, that's what it seemed like. You don't particularly care. Who knows?
It doesn't matter now. Either way, it was going to get out sooner or later.
Hmm.
Besides, I've broken no rules.
Yet.
I do not intend to break any rules. Ever.
Wait,
We shall see.
did he? Has Chance learned that he just said he said a minute ago? I don't remember who he told that he's putting. Wait, no, that was to the dreamer. Never mind.
Yep,
I don't.
that is
I thought.
only, I think, like maybe 2 or 3 people in all the universes know about that.
Dang. That's crazy.
I mean, that depends on how long it takes me to figure out about the whole how Abyss was doing shenanigans.
Hmm.
But anyway, the point being, the only thing that will determine if you want to break the rules is if you break the rules. Well, I have other things to go and observe. Largely a singular person.
Oh,
Not me.
Not you.
Yes.
who would that be?
Person whom I'm connected to, or more accurately, is connected to me.
Oh,
Oh, is that your
you have
first
your first
one?
one.
Yeah.
Oh.
congratulations.
So,
I see.
Happened. It's gonna come through real quietly. I know it. Anyway,
Someone's gonna clip that and just
perfectly.
Terrible.
I need to go and determine whether or not they should remain possessive of that connection or not.
Possessive?
Oh,
So is that like a hoarder?
No, whether or not they get to keep it.
That okay. Makes more
I
sense.
see. So you will make such decisions about all who gain connections to you?
I intend to monitor anything and everything that I can, and once I feel I have an appropriate amount of information, I will act on that information in accordance to what I believe to be karmic karma.
I see.
karmic retribution.
Not
I see.
retribution, no.
In some
Take
cases,
this
perhaps.
from experience as someone who's been around for a few millennia. That is going to be a headache. I would advise you just to set something else up to do it for you.
I think this is a personal theory of mine, but I think a lot of the mental anguish that entities suffer over their jobs.
It's largely self-inflicted.
No, I believe
You're
it.
telling me.
I believe it's not self-inflicted. It is just not real. It is more of a projection than anything.
Hmm.
We're cosmic beings. It should not be hard to do what we do.
Now, unless you have anything else to discuss.
So are we gonna have a party for your first connection?
So unless you have anything else to discuss.
Oh, that's important.
I don't intend on attending any parties at any time. If
Can I at
I'm-
least come watch the decision making? Like, you gonna dress up as a judge and bang a gavel when you
I-
decide whether
I-
he gets to keep it or not?
I will tell the entities everyone whom I am connected to and whether or not they get to maintain that connection.
Like a full registry? Heck yes.
So,
I hate paperwork.
I'm gonna go back. To my
unfortunately, it appears the assignment to deal with the dreamer has failed.
No, they're contained.
No.
Wrong.
The dreamer has not been dealt with. The dreamer being contained is not being dealt with.
Actually, the dreamer is now being enabled.
And yeah.
Hey, and
And
who's fault is it?
unfortunately, due to your failure, as I've said, in accordance with the story being told, it seems as if it would be best to let the mortals handle this.
Hey, quick
The
question.
assignment
If we had
is
succeeded,
over.
would you have said the same thing?
No.
No? Oh, okay, cool.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Toodaloo.
Adios.